Anambra state government to partner UNICEF in every aspect of social protection. Ansha Speaker Udeze calls on lawmakers to remain committed to their roles. UBEC plans new template for basic school fund disbursement. On the foreign scene, Israeli strikes in northern Gaza kill at least 48 people. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report on scrupulous elements to the security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800-2200-008. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Now, the representative of the United Children Emergency Fund, UNICEF, in Nigeria, Christian Munduate, has congratulated Governor Chukwuma Soludo for championing and prioritizing the welfare of children. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana filed this report.
Speaking during a courtesy call on the governor at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, the UNICEF country representative who applauded the governor for having the political will to invest in health noted that health and nutrition are not expenditure but an investment, adding that in Nigeria, UNICEF combines supplies, service delivery, and provision of technical support and pledged to support the state government in areas of need.
Excellency, I wouldn't say for this part of the country, we are really proud to say that we are supporting you, and what we launched today at the university, I think it will do a very structural beginning that hopefully will be replicated in other states of the country.
Responding, Governor Soludo commended UNICEF for the excellent work they are doing in the country, pointing out that children and youths constitute the bridge to the future, reason his administration sees health and education as pivotal. The governor stressed that his administration is building that bridge through provision of free antenatal care, delivery services, among others, and expressed readiness to partner UNICEF in every aspect of social protection.
So, I think it's important we are very ready partners, and I can tell you there are programs that you want to mainstream, you want to do pilots. There's no better place to experiment than here in Anambra. Let's take up the challenge. We will take up the challenge, but we are ready. That's the point I want to make. Whatever is available, whatever you want us to do, to partner, you made a point. Whatever we put out for this nutrition thing, you are prepared to have, can match it.
Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Somtochukwu Udeze, has called on lawmakers to remain committed to their roles as representatives of the people. Right Honorable Udeze, who made the call as members of the Assembly resumed plenary after recess and legislative retreat, also commended lawmakers who have recently carried out constituency empowerment programs and encouraged them to continue their outreach to the grassroots, even as they thanked Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his support. Welcoming the lawmakers back, the Speaker urged them to focus on delivering democratic dividends through timely legislation, effective oversight, and adequate representation. The General Superintendent, Christ Holy Church International, Most Reverend Daniel Oko, has charged ministers of God to be focused in the field of evangelism and to adhere strictly to the Word of God. Most Reverend Oko gave the charge at the ordination cum send forth Thanksgiving service of Reverend Pastor Geoffrey and Mrs. Blessing Madobike at Christ Holy Church, Ifita Aguleri 2 District. Our staff reporter, Ogochukwu Orano, has details.
Who was represented by Venerable David Achuku of Christ Holy Church International, Oka Superintendent, thanked God for upholding the celebrants, advised them to persevere to do God's will. Most Reverend Oko, who is also the President, Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, called for rule of law in Nigeria, urging the citizenry to be law-abiding. Reverend Pastor Madubike and his wife Blessing, who were overwhelmed with joy and gratitude to God for their elevation, and Aguleri community for their love and support throughout the 3 years they ministered in the community, taxed them on steadfastness.
He is urging everyone, being a minister of the Lord, to have a focus in the field of evangelism, to respect the Almighty, to adhere strictly to that.
The Universal Basic Education Commission has announced plans to introduce a new template for disbursing counterpart funds under the Universal Basic Education Program. This was disclosed by the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Aisha Garba, during an interactive workshop with State Universal Basic Education Boards in Abuja. Garba explained that the federal government, through UBEC, had recently restructured the delivery of basic education nationwide to align with 4 strategic pillars aimed at improving access and quality across states and the Federal Capital Territory. She identified the pillars as expanding access to basic education, especially for rural and undeserved populations, enhancing the quality of teaching and learning nationwide, strengthening accountability and the effective use of education financing, and optimizing monitoring and institutional systems for quality service delivery. On the foreign scene, at least 48 Palestinians have been killed in a series of Israeli airstrikes in northern Gaza overnight. Indonesian hospital reported that 22 children and 15 women were among the dead after a number of homes in Jabalia town and refugee camp were hit. The Israeli military said it was looking into the reports and had warned residents of Jabalia and neighboring areas to evacuate after a Palestinian armed group launched rockets into Israel. The report said the attack came as the UN's Humanitarian Affairs Chief urged members of the UN Security Council to take action to prevent genocide in Gaza. Speaking at a meeting in New York, Tom Fletcher accused Israel of deliberately and unashamedly imposing inhumane conditions on civilians and called on Israel to lift its 10-week blockade on Gaza. On sports, former Manchester United sporting director Dan Ashworth has returned to the Football Association FA after being appointed as chief football officer following his ill-fated stint at Old Trafford. The 54-year-old served as the governing body's director of elite development and then as the technical director between 2013 and 2019 before taking up positions at Brighton and Newcastle ahead of a 5-month stay at Old Trafford, which ended in December. His appointment at United was seen as a major coup among sweeping changes to the Red Devils' sporting structure under minority owner Jim Ratcliffe. Ashworth had been expected to spearhead an overhaul of United's underachieving team alongside manager Ruben Amorim, who was appointed in November, but he left the club the following month. With that sports news, we conclude, but remember you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Anambra State Government is to partner UNICEF in every aspect of social protection. And Speaker Udeze has called on lawmakers to remain committed to their roles. UBEC has planned new template for basic school fund disbursement. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business, and for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to the security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800-2200-008. And that's it on the news. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya Mokoye. Good morning and have a blessed day.